If you need an example of why women and minorities weren't allowed to vote generations prior, look no further than this story involving a black lesbian who apparently is also a rapper, who recently got banned from Gold's Gym after confronting a white guy pretending to be a woman who was in the bathroom. And the reason why I state what I stated previously about women and minorities, because this is a black lesbian. And this happened in Los Angeles, by the way. And you know that she supports liberal ideology, but yet she comes across someone who outranks her on the woke hierarchy, on the victimhood hierarchy, that being a tranny. And she's still, I'm sure, blissfully unaware of the fact that she brought this upon herself by supporting the LGBTQ agenda through the Democrat Party, who's the main proponents of it. And some will say, well, this happened in Los Angeles, of course. But no, a similar story also happened in Alaska, where Planet Fitness revoked her membership. And this was an older white woman who complained about another white male pretending to be female that was in the bathroom there. So from Los Angeles, California to Alaska, it shows you how nationwide this utter insanity is. And I can guarantee you 20 years ago, when we were in 2005, 2004, 2003, and they were debating the gay marriage issue, and if you would have brought up that if we support gay marriage here in 2002, 2003, 2004, then 20 years later, we're going to have men in women's bathrooms and children being sex changed. They would have called that a conspiracy, a blatant lie, fear mongering. Because people talked about the opening of the gates, the slippery slope, as they say, the gateway. And when that gay marriage thing got pushed through, this is where we find ourselves at, where we're having these idiotic debates and having the morons that supported the gay marriage nonsense now being directly hit by the consequences of it. And they're acting surprised. They're upset. Now, this woman did go on to rant about the situation after, and she said, well, why don't we just make them their own bathrooms? So she wants to take taxpayers' money and install in every single bathroom a bathroom that satisfies a fictional gender. And then I can guarantee you that very same Negro woman and other liberals like her will then say, well, why is the economy so bad? I mean, this is why, screw just saying women and minorities, this is why liberals in general, because that's the main issue, it's liberal ideology, a liberal mindset. Liberals in general should not be allowed to vote. I mean, right now they're ready and willing to elect a socialist, a communist, a public jihadist in Zoran in New York. And a lot of them are doing it just to see conservatives, Republicans, or just Donald Trump get mad. That's their whole basis of supporting an open socialist, commie jihadist. And then when they get directly hit in the face with the agenda that he's pushing, guess what? They're going to leave New York and spread their cancer to other states. They've done this already in Texas and other states that's considered red states. But in reality, I don't think there's a such thing as a red state or conservative state. because it seems like people's default setting, especially in the 21st century, here in America and the West in general, their default setting is to be a libtard. But then when they get hit by the consequences of libtard ideology, they act oblivious to how they're dealing with the negative situation that is the result of their actions. And again, people that retarded should not be allowed to vote. You harm yourself and then you react as if you don't know where it came from. And then you spread that bullshit elsewhere. Yes, people like that need to be forced in a corner, the corner that they shat in with their vote. And they should be forced to sit there and live in it and not allowed to move anywhere else to spread the nonsense. But we don't live in a country like that. And in fact, the nature of this nation just enables insanity to exist and spread. But anyway, I just thought I'd touch on this story because it was interesting to see this black lesbian chick in particular go off on this man pretending to be a woman in the woman's bathroom and not realize how she helped cause this situation. That not only she has to deal with, but little girls have to deal with as well. And the only reason why they have to deal with it is because we don't have enough adult men refusing to tolerate this bullshit. And quite frankly, I don't think this is a situation that can be voted out of existence. Intimidation and justifiable fear is the only way these situations can be resolved. Where there's just a show of force one way or another, that this won't be tolerated. But guess what? The main proponents of all of this LGBTQ bullshit, the main proponents are women. No matter what party they vote on. But yeah, that's all I had to say about this.